best teams in the state of Minnesota go head-to-head tonight in boys basketball. CCX presents coverage of Hopkins and Wayzata, live from Wayzata High School. John Jacobson along with Ryan Iverson. And Ryan, it's always a great matchup, it seems like, when these two teams meet. Second regular season meetings, and undoubtedly they'll meet again in the 6-4A playoffs next month.
Hey, anytime you get two of the top 5 teams in the state battling it off, it's just the energy in the building. We've had this game circled for a while. Hopkins, dealt Wayzata their only loss of the year earlier, so revenge is going to be on the mind for Wayzata. But what you have, John, is just some great players, and they know each other. The coaches know each other. I just love when these two teams get together. It's going to be fun to watch.
Hopkins comes in 16-4, and as Ryan mentioned, Wayzata's only loss, their 21-1, came against Hopkins last month. Wayzata, of course, the defending state champions, have got that championship pedigree, right?
Yeah, and it's hard to get back, right? It's always easier to get to the top of the mountain than it is to stay there. And hats off to Wayzata, 21-1. They've had a great season, and this time of year, you get to that point where you just kind of are ready to get to the playoffs, but you can't miss steps, right? You got to, gradually start playing better and better, tighten up, less mistakes. The key is always playing your best basketball. You want to be peaking as you go into those section playoffs.
We know about like Anthony Smith and Jaden Moore and Jackson McAndrew. We're going to talk about a couple other guys here in our pregame, starting with Hopkins. J.J. Semenko, who's more than a role player. I mean, he averages 16 points a game, but a guy they'll need to get at least that many tonight against the Trojans.
And he's a guy, John, that I think on most high school teams would be a 25 to 30-point scorer. He's that talented. The other thing is you put so much focus on stopping the guard play for Hopkins, you forget about J.J., and all of a sudden you look up, he's got 18, he's got 20, he's got good height at 6'5". He can shoot the ball, he gets to the rim, he's long. I just think he is so undervalued. He's so good. And I think tonight especially, you're going to see good guard play on both sides. He could be kind of that one X factor that maybe tilts this in the favor for Hopkins.
And for Wayzata, a guy that came off the bench last year during their championship run, a starter now as a senior, Drew Nepstead.
Another one, I just love watching him play. He's one of those guys that you never have to question his effort, right? You know he's going to give you 110%. He's 6'3", he's versatile, he can guard from guards to posts, he's strong, and he's provided more scoring this year. And I think he's, again, an undervalued guy that maybe doesn't get as much of attention, but he's very vital to Wayzata and what they've been able to do so far this year.
Give us one key for each team.
Yeah, I think tonight it's going to come down to this. Both teams average in the 80s for as far as scoring points. Who can get stops? Who can get stops? Who can maybe get hold the other opponent to the high 60s, low 70s? And the other thing with Hopkins too, and I got to see him earlier in the week, John, they take a miss or a turnover and convert it into points so fast. And Wayzata can get up and down as well, but I think transition defense and who can get stops is really going to determine who wins tonight.
Should be a great one. It's Hopkins and Wayzata. We'll tip it off next live on CCX. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. We are live at Wayzata High School and getting ready for tip-off between Hopkins and Wayzata on CCX. Second meeting between the Trojans and the Royals this season. John Jacobson and Ryan Iverson with you. Wayzata looking to avenge that loss last month. As we look at the starters, for Hopkins on your left, Jaden Moore, Anthony Smith, Davey Hart, J.J. Semenko, and Julius Ellis. 2 sophomores and 3 juniors. Still a very young Hopkins team. And for Wayzata, Isaac Olmstead, Christian Wiggins, Braden Sandman, Jackson McAndrew, and Drew Nepstead. 3 seniors, 2 sophomores in the starting lineup for the Trojans, who are in blue, Hopkins in white. It's Ellis to tip against McAndrew, and we are underway. McAndrew wins the tip, but he tips it right to Anthony Smith. The first possession for Hopkins, and they get An easy 2.
And smart play there by Anthony Smith, diagnosing where that tip was going to go. And I'll tell you, against good defenses, if you can attack before they can get set up, and I think before they even realized he had the ball, he was already at the rim. Great start.
Excuse me. Right, Sandman gets it out top to Nepstead. And then to Wiggins in the corner. Back out Jackson McAndrew. Sandman penetrates, picks up his dribble. Back out McAndrew. Yep. Quick release 3 is good.
Well, 2 things. They move the ball so well. The defense can never relax. And then I think that's something that he's really worked on. Is see how quick his release was? Obviously, he's got the height. But when you can just catch and fire that quickly, too, that is just a deadly combination.
Jaden Moore lets fire his first shot of the night. It's off a foot. Ellis saves it. Smith on the baseline, and blocking foul whistled against Wiggins.
Well, you think the intensity's up, ratcheted up. Beautiful drive and kick. Not a great pass, but John, watch how quick bends down and gets that up. And again, when you have that height, it doesn't really matter if someone's in your face, but when you can gather and get it off that quickly, you know, you're always thinking like long term. You know, he's going to Creighton next year. How are you going to be able to get your shot off against athletes at that level? Well, that's how, getting that quick release.
Anthony Smith, first basket of the game with the basketball again here. Now Moore, penetrate, kick back out. What a runner by Davey Hart. Tough shot, wouldn't go off the glass. And back comes Olmsted for Wayzata. Hands off to McAndrew. Sandman back out. Olmsted looked at the 3. Now into the hands of Wiggins. Sandman curls on the baseline. Wiggins covered well by Moore.
Nice pass.
Open is Olmsted for 3, around and in.
And again, you just see that ball movement, 4, 5, 6 passes. Defense sucks in, you just wait and you find that mistake, you get a shooter, and Isaac Olmsted is a phenomenal 3-point shooter. If you're going to give him that much space, he's going to knock it down.
Semenko, runner in the lane for 2.
And he's that one guy tonight, like we talked about in the pregame, John. I think he's got to be aggressive. He's going to get a matchup where he might have the quickness edge, that first step, and he's got to look to score.
Nepstead puts it on the floor. Floater for him, up and in, his first basket.
Yeah, and that's where you got to close out without jumping, without leaving your feet. You don't want to let him fly by. And he's really added to his game. He is such a confident player from where he was a year ago, and really a big part of why they're 21-1.
8-4 Wayzata, and we get a foul. Camden got his hand in them. Smith and picks up his first foul, second team foul on the Trojans.
Yeah, and that's a foul I'm okay with. You want to establish your presence on defense. You look at Coach Ken Novak Jr., 35 years. Good. You were only 35 when he started. Right. I mean, you think about what you two have seen together over your time here. But he's certainly, as we always say, you know, one of the premier coaches in all of Minnesota.
Blocked by Nepstead, and then a block by McAndrew. As they deny Anthony Smith at the rim. Wiggins off the glass and in.
Well, all set up because he's a really good shooter. You got to close out, and that's what I'd like to see more of from Christian Wiggins. He's so long and strong, getting to the rim.
Davey Hart for 3, way off the mark. Loose ball gathered in by McAndrew. White Macbeth's in the game. He gets the pass from McAndrew and scores.
Nice luxury to have a 6'9" guy that can lead your fast break and drop dimes. A little run here for Wayzata, 12-4. Hopkins got to get a good shot here. Got to get something positive.
Semenko backs up, puts up a 3 and hits.
And his confidence level too. He had some great games last year, John, but he has really, I think, developed into a phenomenal basketball player. He's got 5 of their first 7.
McAndrew, another 3 for him. This one off and rebounded by Ellis. Lead pass ahead to Hart to the basket. McAndrew rechecks it at the rim. Olmsted to Macbeth traveling. Whistled on White and Macbeth.
Another facet too for Jackson is getting up and being a rim protector. Such a valuable luxury. If you can, as a guard, go for steals, be aggressive, knowing you got this guy on the backside of you. That was Nepstead there, and there's a pinned against the backboard. It was Jackson there. And then watch this one too, and to do it without body contact. Not getting foul trouble. He had some early foul trouble last time these two teams played, and I think that really hurt Wayzata. So if he can stay on the floor, block shots without picking up fouls, it's a big luxury.
Tyson Moore, number 4, into the lineup for Hopkins. He's got the basketball now. Jaden Moore, Semenko gets past McAndrew into the rim, and he's got 7 points.
Yeah, and he's quick. You can see he's got a little bit of that first step, and because he made a 3, Jackson has to come out and contest that. That's just a beautiful move. His aggressiveness right now really keeping Hopkins in this game.
McAndrew spins and one.
Well, that's a move. That's something last year, John, I don't think he was doing enough of, is getting the ball in the post. And if you're going to guard him one-on-one, he's going to be able to create the shot. You can see taking the contact, still able to get a good shot. Watch him spin, come back. What I love is he bumped, but he still got his form, got his strength and legs underneath it, able to hit. And by doing that, it's going to force teams to start doubling him, and that's when you really start getting wide open looks for the other guys for Wayzata.
Nearly an 80% free throw share on the season. Hits that one. Our first free throw tonight. 6-point lead for Wayzata. First 5 minutes of the game. Smith missed on the 3, rebounded by Macbeth.
And
Ben Schaefer, number 3, into the game for Wayzata, has got the ball.
Other than Semenko, you see the shots for Hopkins right now are hard.
The basket, that shot wouldn't go. And Grubasek in for Wayzata. Shot missed. We get a block and a foul on Macbeth.
And there's that
crashing
transition.
to the deck is Smith.
Missed shot. You see how quick that ball gets up the floor. Anthony Smith and Jaden Moore, maybe 2 of the fastest kids in basketball here in this state. You see how quick they get up and down.
Smith, the leading scorer for Hopkins this season, averages almost 23 a game.
Yeah, he's a great shooter. He's just so quick. I remember Jared Nunes that used to play at Hopkins, John?
Yes.
I used to play against him. He reminds me to an extent of the quickness of Jared Nunes. I used to play Jared all the time at the health club, and I'd have nightmares about not being able to stay in front of him, and I only feel that now from watching. If I had to guard that kid, trying to keep Anthony Smith in front of you would not be easy to do.
And Jared down at Baylor
Nice
on the
pass.
coaching staff there. The
Nice
great
pass.
pass, and Macbeth able to cash in, but terrific setup too.
Great pass, but maybe even a better catch in traffic. Macbeth, again, just good depth this year. Everyone knows their role with Wayzata, and they play it really well. This is where Anthony Smith got to be able to take advantage of that, getting Jackson McAndrew out on the perimeter.
Jaden Moore, Grubasek bounced out on him to the corner. 3-point shot, spins out for Tyson Moore. Wiggins to the front court. Stutter step, the back 3 gets blocked, gets the ball back to the corner. Macbeth off the bench now with 7 points, and the junior puts Wayzata out by 10 on the timeout for Hopkins.
I love that Christian Wiggins that time got his shot blocked. He didn't mope, he didn't pout, he went right after it and still made a play for a teammate. And Macbeth, I talk about energy coming off the bench. A couple of cutting layups, that time knocks down the 3. And I think that's too, like when you think about how to defend some of these really good teams, when you got 4 or 5 guys that can all shoot, it's really hard to guard. Because you can't miss, you can't have a slip, you can't relax for a second. And Wayzata does such a good job of making you pay. If there's an open guy on the perimeter, they're going to find it.
Last time these teams played in this gym, last March, you and I were both here, a great section final. And a game that Hopkins led by double digits in the second half.
The majority of that game.
You see them able to control play, but Wayzata shooting themselves back into the game. Jackson McAndrew, that was a huge 3 with under 3 minutes to go. And how much did we love watching Hayden Tibbetts play last year?
I loved watching him play. It was so good. And I think, too, Jackson McAndrew, if you remember that game, struggled shooting, but made a couple big ones late, and I really think that kind of propelled them into the state tournament. And remember how phenomenal he was at the state tournament last year. And I think that those plays, those kind of shots, those big moments, and once you do that, you live for it and you want more of it. You're comfortable in those moments. And that was a great game last year. These two teams, you think about the last 12 years you and I have been broadcasting together. There's some great battles between Wayzata and Hopkins.
Semenko, good shot fake, gets himself open, but missed badly on that shot.
Yeah, I thought he had the lane there open. Maybe could have driven. He's been effective getting to the rim.
Macbeth's had the hot hand. Now off to Schaefer. Now Sandman. Macbeth, right corner. Off to Schaefer. Sandman.
Oh, nice pass.
Nice pass underneath. Yeah. Macbeth's been beneficiary of some good passes inside, and he's been able to cash in. At the other end, a quick transition Semenko lays into.
Yeah, and you don't even have time to high five. You got to get back, and someone's got to stop the ball. Hopkins steals, I think, about 18 to 20 points a game on just those kind of plays, those transition plays.
1-3 rattled in by Olmsted has got 6 to 13-point lead.
Yeah, and that was from deep, too, and he can shoot. He can knock those down very consistently.
Semenko drives by Macbeth. Looks like he traveled. He did.
Yeah, here's a look. Great pass. And you're going to see right there, that's where Jaden Moore's got to take one more step and cut that pass. You want to play inside out. But again, gets the ball out, always looking ahead. He's got great vision. Finds JJ streaking. Yeah, and Semenko's got 9 of their 12 right now. If they thank goodness Hopkins has him getting it going right now just to stay in this game.
Yeah, Anthony Smith, the other 3, no points yet for Jaden Moore. Olmsted shot from about that spot the last time. Sandman shot not good. Semenko can't control the rebound. Sandman gets it back to Macbeth for a 3.
Oh, is he on fire? You got 12 points, 2 threes, 3 layups. And how about Sandman just keeping that alive, right? He missed the jump shot there. Fought for the ball, able to keep it alive and get it to his teammate.
Long three-pointer from the wing is up and good. And that is the first basket of the night for the sophomore Jaden Moore.
Yeah, and I think that's a part of his game, too. He's really worked on and developed and become a really good three-point shooter.
3 is good. That's Ben Schaefer's first basket tonight.
It's contagious, JJ. You see that ball go in, everyone starts shooting it, and they're shooting it well as a team, and they share it so well.
Whistle, and we're going to get a foul before Moore went up with the shot. McAndrew and Wiggins back in for Wayzata. Look at that last three-pointer.
And again, a couple feet behind the line, too. Everyone's shooting it well tonight for the Trojans. Yeah, you had talked to Coach Schnetler, and he thought maybe they were a little lethargic in that first meeting. You can tell that was a point of emphasis tonight because the intensity has been there really right from the get-go.
Trey Moore into the lineup now for Hopkins. Boy, tough shot there, and Jaden Moore fights his way to the basket and scores.
Yeah, he's only 6 feet tall, but you can see his strength and just that relentlessness. Kept going, and he's got that good strength, that ability to be able to finish. I think they're going to get Sandman with a push-off.
That'll be his second. Macbeth picked up his second on the last possession. 5 team fouls now for Wayzata.
And I like Hopkins, too, attacking the rim. We've seen Semenko do it. We've seen Jaden Moore the last couple of times getting to the rim. I think that puts pressure on Wayzata and also maybe drawing more fouls, put him in foul trouble.
Moore, pull-up shot, not good. Sandman rebounds. 31-17 Wayzata, just past the midway point of the first half. A lot of points already on the board for Wayzata, and there's 3 more.
And again, just simple offense where you get penetration, and you got to know if you're guarding McAndrew, you cannot leave. You do not have help responsibility. Catches it automatic.
McAndrew. My number 23 is playing the game, isn't he? He's having an outstanding start. All these Wayzata guys shooting the ball well tonight. Terrific team defense, and they're up by 17 on the number 4 team in the state. Now to Wiggins on the wing, comes up short, and looks like Sandman came over the back there of Hart.
That's going to be tough.
That's going to be
third.
3 on Braden Sandman.
And again, I know that shot didn't fall for them, but again, McAndrew getting into the post, and he's tall enough and he's unselfish enough where he's going to find the open guy if you leave. So it's a great flow of offense through him, running it through him. It's fun, too, when you have a superstar that's unselfish, right? I mean, there's a lot of guys that are really good that aren't always unselfish. I think Jackson McAndrew passing has really become a big part of his game.
Evan Johnson, number 11, in replacing Sandman. First time on the court for him for Wayzata here in the half. McAndrew rebounding the miss. Here's Wiggins. Good penetrate all the way to the rack. Can't get the shot to go. Nepstead there. He follows it up and in.
Yeah, good penetration. I know that one didn't go, but Nepstead, again, just that constant motor, that hustle in the right place at the right time, able to finish.
Here's Davey Hart. Lost it. Got it to the corner. Moore 3. Rebounded by McAndrew. Knocked away from him by Tyson Moore, but got it back. Olmstead across to Wiggins. Got broken up by Hart.
Yeah, have you noticed too, John, when Hopkins is shooting quick threes, right? Ball's not moving, quick 3, rebound and go. When they've been able to get to the basket, that's when they've had more success.
Jack Simon, 6'4" senior, in for Wayzata.
Coach
Look at Coach Schnettler, 9th year. Last 3 years, they've been in the state championship game, 2 state titles, and a runner-up 2 years ago to Park Center.
What year was their first year in it with him? Remember, it was a big deal. It had been like 50 years since Wayzata had made the state tournament. Now you feel like
16?
They're like,
yeah, I know, right? They hadn't been there since '59, and
they're like Duke now, where you just expect them to be in the championship.
There's Johnson for a 3, rattles out Simon, rebounds, and Semenko blocks it out of bounds.
And Simon, 6'4", solid body. Again, just a good balance, good depth for the Trojans.
Tight end in football. He's got a tight end body, right?
Yeah.
And he can play basketball. Here's McAndrew above the block. Trying to go against Semenko. Got a piece of it.
And doing it without fouling.
Anthony Smith. Simon out on him. 36-17.
I'd like to see Anthony Smith try to get off the dribble with his quickness. Don't settle for the threes. There you go.
Drives here, off the glass, and then what a great shot.
Yeah. I really don't know if you can keep him in front of you. He's that quick, and I think if he just relentlessly attacks the basket, good things are going to happen.
Olmstead, little runner, that won't go. Rebounded by Semenko.
Yeah, he didn't get that to fall. A great little hesitation there. Got a good shot.
Here's Smith again. Lost to Tyson Moore, and then back out to Smith. Again attacking the rim and scores. Back-to-back baskets for him after he had not scored since the first minute.
And not settling, but what's he doing, John? Attacking the basket. I think he's so good at that.
McAndrew trying to answer with a 3. That rattles out. Semenko rebounds. Hopkins trying to put together a little run here. Semenko will take it at McAndrew. Puts the shot off the glass and in.
Well, I love that. Use this quickness, but then also use this body to create a little bit of space. And even just the presence of McAndrews forced him to put it up in the air, but able to get it down. Nice little run here by Hopkins.
A quick 6 in a row. Another miss by Wayzata. That one off of Hopkins. Stay with Wayzata.
Yeah, good quick move. And you see the body lowering that right shoulder just enough to create that space. Semenko with 11 points already. And this is Hopkins now, right? Getting some stops, challenging shots, and then getting good looks at the basket. Down on the other end here to make this a 13-point game. This might be 150 to 130 by the end of the night here.
Wiggins in the corner. It's contact, offensive foul on Wiggins. Second foul on him. So it's Wiggins with 2, Sandman with 3, Macbeth with 2. They have guard depth, but it's being tested here.
Yep. Six team fouls. Hopkins shooting the bonus here the rest of the way.
Ball kicked. They'll stay with Hopkins here.
And if I'm Hopkins, I'm continuing to attack, put pressure on him, try to draw fouls.
Wiggins out. Olmstead back in for Wayzata. Olmstead, great shooter, but they definitely lose some size with him, subbing him in for Wiggins. There's Trey Moore. The Walker. Now Smith in a lot of traffic. Offensive foul. Great block by Simon.
Yeah, that's great team defense. You slide over. I mean, I know that basket doesn't count. That's a heck of a move and a finish here. Yeah, you can see Simon's there. Yeah. I don't know. Those are.
You would have let it go, or called.
I think when they're blatant, right? But when
that
was minimal contact. But hey, you give credit to Simon. You force the referee to make that call, and again, team defense, helping out your teammate. I know that basket doesn't count, but that was a heck of a finish too.
Just a second team foul on Hopkins. 7 on Wayzata. More pressure on the inbound. Macbeth is back into the game for Wayzata.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that's the first time we've seen that from Hopkins. They usually like to full court press and just kind of speed you up a little bit and maybe force some turnovers, steal some possessions.
McAndrew.
I think that might be the makeup call coming back.
Offensive foul by number 33, Jack Simon.
Call Simon on a foul away from the ball. Inbound here for Trey Moore. And Jaden Moore will bring it into the front court. Smith gets blocked by Macbeth. Puts it off Smith. Oh, went off Macbeth.
Yeah, he hit it off Smith, but it hit him when on the way out. Right idea. But again, how about the length of Macbeth? He's 6'6" with that long wingspan. They set a little back screen, a little flare screen. Look at the ground that Macbeth covered there and able to challenge that.
And not pick up his third foul.
There. Yeah. Had a teammate try to throw it off the foot, and it ended up hitting him.
And a timeout. A little time was winding down on Jaden Moore. And the second timeout for Hopkins here in the first half. Well, not CCX or Wayzata Hopkins related, but CCX family related. Max Iverson, son of my co-worker here, Ryan, got his 1,000th career point for the Delano Tigers a couple of weeks ago. Only a sophomore, and Max has got one of the top teams in the state in Class 3A, ranked number 6. And it's been a terrific season and a great moment for you. There's Max here in the house watching the game tonight.
Yeah, really fun, really proud. I'm very hard on him, and I don't always take the time to say how proud I was, but he's worked his tail off and to get that as a sophomore. Now, the only problem, John, is we signed a contract when he was in 7th grade.
I saw that.
That if he ever passed me in career points, I'd have to buy him a new car. And
you better start saving up.
Yeah, I need CCX to start, really paying us a little bit more here because that record is in jeopardy. But yeah, I appreciate you guys showing that. I'm really proud of him for doing that, and fun to see.
Chance to go to state this year. Perhaps.
Very good chance. Yeah. Very, very realistic chance. So should be fun. Just like I always tell people, the games we get to do for CCX, we are in the best basketball area of the state. We get to see so many good teams, so it's really been a fun year.
We got to get Delano on against one of our local teams.
We just need a delay button because I may not have the best language if I'm watching Max play.
Semenko all the way to the basket. Boy, he's played a terrific game tonight here, Ryan. He's keeping them close. Then we get a foul.
No, he threw it away. There's a little full court pressure. And that's what you got to do. Try to steal a possession. Not every time, but every once in a while. And Semenko plays kind of in that different pace. It almost looks European, and I think that throws people off. You saw the slower Euro step, and man, it's crafty and it's hard to defend.
Well, what was a 19-point lead down to 11.
Yep.
Just over 4 minutes to go in the half. Here's Hart attacking, not good. Put back, not good. He'll get another try. Hands it off to Moore. Now it's Anthony Smith. Pull up from 10, not good. And they'll get a foul whistled on Olmstead. So what, 4 cracks there at the basket for Hopkins, and they'll end up with free throws.
Yeah, Davey Hart, he didn't get those to go down, but he kept fighting. He kept the possession alive. I like the flow to Hopkins offense here the last probably 8 minutes, John, of not settling for quick threes, but getting to the rim, getting good shots.
Hart, who averages in double figures, that's his first point tonight. About 13 a game for the 6'4" junior.
Yeah, Hopkins with 4 guys in double figures that average double figures. Wayzata has 3 and almost a 4th, so no coincidence. Both top 5 teams, they got great depth and great balance too. And they also have the superstar power, right, where they can have one guy have a big game, but really have lots of weapons.
Hopkins has got it under 10. 9-point lead for Wayzata. Schaefer pass. Macbeth in trouble. Able to get this one off of Jaden Moore and out.
And just a heads-up play, right? Don't lose the possession. Instead of throwing it away, throw it right off the guy. You save yourself a possession.
Three-pointer from the corner. McAndrew, not good. Loose ball. McAndrew got it. Goes to the rim and scores.
Yeah, Wayzata gone a little bit cold here from 3. But again, just fighting, keeping that offensive rebound going, and I love that. McAndrew gets it down low, keeps it high, goes right up for the finish. 11
points for him. Jaden Moore answers with 2 at the other end.
And that's his game, that slashing. He's so quick and strong. And that little floater in there, there's really not much you can do about it.
Second leading scorer and the leading rebounder for Hopkins this year. Got 3 baskets. Here's Schaefer trying to drive on Trey Moore. Now it's off to McAndrew. Leans in and scores 2 more.
Yeah, physical shot. There's nothing you can do when you got the height advantage like that. I love to see him not settling for a fadeaway, but taking it there. Got some contact, too.
Smith skip pass across. Nice open look. That's a terrific pass from Trey Moore off to Jaden Moore for corner 3.
Yeah, that's just great offense. Penetrate, skip, extra pass, nail the 3 down.
Olmstead tried to hand the ball off, turns it over. Smith on the run for Hopkins. Tough pull-up shot, spins out, and rebounded by Macbeth.
I thought the key there was Nepstead contesting that. You see him kind of change his angle just enough there where it maybe threw it off.
Olmstead almost lost it, gathers it in and scores.
He's a great scorer. Doesn't need to always score for this team, but great body control and got a great shot.
Semenko in traffic, not good. And last touch by Wayzata.
I love that possession. There's a skip pass and then brother to brother, knowing you're going to get it later if you don't make that extra pass. And again, Jaden Moore
get
really,
it to my big brother, right?
Really developed his outside shot to be a really consistent shooter now.
Trey Moore, just an 8th grader. His brother, a sophomore. A little talent in that family, Ryan. 10-point game, 2:05 to go. Hopkins inbound to Anthony Smith. Ryan will be talking to each of the coaches at halftime. Jaden Moore, long 3, long rebound, comes out. Semenko puts a long one up and way off. Didn't need to shoot that 3. I don't know if he thought the shot clock was going down or just saw an open look and put it up, but he was way off on it.
To your point, I think you can get such a better shot. Even take 2 dribbles in and shoot a regular 3. No need. Really, both of those last 3s from that far.
Whistle and a foul on, it's going to be on Trey Moore. His first. Only the 3rd team foul on Hopkins. Wayzata's committed 9.
Yeah, Hopkins does a great job of playing physical, intense defense and doing it without fouling most of the time.
Handoff. And the shot in the lane. There's two more with a big senior. And he's got 15 points.
Yeah, and just simple. Flashes, gets it, and goes right up. Nothing fancy, just really smart, efficient move.
Olmsted with the rebound. Off the Moore miss, and the ball tipped away from behind. Ahead to Anthony Smith. That was all created on the turnover forced by Trey Moore.
Good hands to get that free, and then Jaden Moore, again, just how quick they get it up. Anthony Smith is so fast in the transition.
Under a minute to go. 3 off the mark for Olmsted. At the other end, too strong on the 3 by Trey Moore from the corner. Out of 40 seconds to go, Wiggins front court. 10-point Wayzata lead. In a little trouble, finds McAndrew. Couple of dribbles for Evan Johnson. And it's Olmsted with it, back to Johnson. And a whistle, traveling called. And so Hopkins will get perhaps the last possession if they decide to hold for one here. Shot clock is off with 22.8 seconds remaining in the half.
Number 24, Nebstead checks in.
Nebstead back in. And also Schaefer is going to come in here for Wayzata. Get Wiggins out. They'll want to have him pick up a third foul before halftime. Grubasek also out for Wayzata. 20 seconds to go. Wayzata looking to hold a double-digit lead, which was once 19. Hopkins trying to get it under 10 here before the break. Now down to 10. 3 from Trey Moore is good. The first basket for the 8th grader. And that will do it. And it's a 7-point game at halftime. Wayzata leading almost the whole way. And again, they had a big lead at one point. Hopkins has chipped away and pulled within 7 points at the break. 44-37. Ryan Iverson standing by with Ken Novak.
Hey, Coach, I know maybe not the start you wanted, but you got to be pretty impressed with your team clawing back there, especially the last 5-6 minutes.
You know, I think they're working hard. Wayzata shoots the crap out of it, and they shoot like that, they're going to be tough to be able to get beat. We're having trouble keeping them off the boards. They're getting a couple extra ones, free ones they can't get. I didn't think we're overplaying the wing as much as we should, but at least they didn't panic and, just panic it out. So it's good we're still back in it.
Fun atmosphere. You're back coaching. I mean, does it get better than this?
It is so fun. Kids got to realize how much fun it is.
All right, enjoy it. Yeah. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, JJ.
Thanks, Ryan. We'll hear from Coach Schneller before the start of the second half. 44-37, Wayzata leads Hopkins. More basketball on CCX from Wayzata High School after this.
I taught for 20 years, but I started forgetting my lectures. Eventually, he had to quit. My therapist recommended we go to the doctor.
The early Alzheimer's diagnosis allowed us to take control of the situation.
He's been such a positive force and so loving. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. As veterans, we can tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. But you've never been interested in easy. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Halftime at Wayzata, the Trojans, top ranked in the state in Class 4A, leading fourth ranked Hopkins 44-37. John Jacobson, Ryan Iverson, Mac Live with you at Wayzata High School. And let's look at highlights from the first half tonight here. And Wayzata hot, especially early.
Yeah.
Ryan both able to score inside and outside. Jackson McAndrew hitting for one of 7 3-pointers made by Wayzata in that first half, and able to do it on the defensive end too. The big senior knocking down the shot. And a little spin move here, then a step back.
Just kind of showing his versatility, right? Inside and out.
Great pass, Sandman to Macbeth. He's come off the bench and scored a dozen points.
Yeah, he was great in that first half.
Hopkins able to chip away at the lead. Jaden Moore with one of his 2 3-pointers there. Semenko will get this one blocked, but Hopkins stayed with it. They attacked the basket. This time, JJ goes to the hole and gets 2. And he had 13 points.
And he really kind of kept them in it there early when they were struggling. He had 9 early points. Nice move there.
Shot there. Isaac Olmstead, 2 of his 8. And then they get the 3 to close out the half. Trey Moore with the corner 3.
We saw Trey give Jaden an assist earlier. Big brother gives it back to little brother, and that's a big bucket. Cutting it down to 7 feels totally different than double digits.
Semenko with 13 points, Jaden Moore 10, Anthony Smith 9 for Hopkins, McAndrew 15, Macbeth 12, and 8 for Isaac Olmstead. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the second half. 44-37. Wayzata leads Hopkins. More hoops on CCX after this. Seven-point lead for Wayzata as we get ready for the second half. Ryan standing by now with Brian Schnettler.
Hey, Coach, what did you think there in the first half?
Started out great. Balls were moving really well. We reversed it. And we reversed and we cut the paint opens up. And kind of got stale and stuck on the side at the end, and they took advantage of it. So we got to get that ball moving a little more.
Defensively, anything different you want to see in the second half?
We got to sit down and guard a little better. They're quick and they're talented. Semenko can't get the layups he got. Pull-ups, yeah, I'll live with that, but we got to take him out, not let him get layups.
You look younger than you did earlier in the year. What's going on?
I don't feel that way.
Good luck in the second half. Back to you, JJ.
All right, thanks very much, Ryan. 44-37 our score. Wayzata leading Hopkins. Take one more break and come back. Tip off with second half right after this.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
7 points. Wayzata lead at halftime, and you heard a little bit from Coach Schnettler what he didn't like at the end of that half. Ryan, they'd like to get it back up to 19 again or more.
Well, and I think he has a point, too. I mean, we even commented on how great that ball movement was to start the game. I mean, it was whizzing around, pass, drive, shot. And they got great shots, and it did get a little bit more stagnant. So I'm sure that's something he talked to him about. And I'll tell you, it's hard to guard when guys are moving like that and moving the ball like that too. But Hopkins is too good of a team where they're not going to get blown out either. You knew they were going to make a run, and they certainly did.
Underway in the second half. First possession for Wayzata. McAndrew gathers it in. I don't think he'd even see the basket, but knew where the glass was and lays it in. He's got 17.
I think something, too, that you don't talk about, especially with a big guy, is how good his hands are. You know, he catches well. He picks up well. He's got great hands. Such an important part for basketball, especially when you're a big guy like that.
Smith to Ellis lays in, too. His first basket tonight. Not counted on as a score, but a good play there. Worked for 2.
Yeah, and if you can get him in that high ball screen, he's got that big body, and you're going to feel it when you get screened. He rolls like that. He's got nice touch, too.
Three-pointer from Olmsted comes out, rebounded by Semenko. Semenko pulls up 3, rattles out. Good rebound by Jaden Moore. Out to Smith. That's in for 3.
All set up by Jaden Moore. I mean, 6 foot, and he's down there battling, gets that offensive rebound. And you call those kick-out threes, right? And they're so deadly when you're on defense. You think you got to stop. All of a sudden a rebound comes, and there's a shooter wide open.
Hopkins is within 4. McAndrew for 3. That won't go. And Semenko had a hand on it. Who was the last touched by? It's all from Sandman. Hopkins basketball.
And it's hard to say. I mean, they're getting good looks, right? It's not that they're forcing bad shots. They're just coming a little bit quicker. But that's a shot that Wayzata will live with every time. Jackson McAndrew getting a good look.
Spin move by Moore. Might have traveled. He did. Like, what are you talking about? I got fouled. Stay at 40. We're going to get a technical foul there on Coach Novak.
Bench warning.
It's just a warning. All right. Yep. Bench warning. No technical. Olmsted will bring it into the front court.
What does that even mean, a bench warning?
You'd think you'd be able to do that without blowing the whistle, right?
Yeah, just give him the warning.
Wiggins puts up a 3. Well short. Rebounded by Hart.
And again, that's what I'd like to see with Julius Ellis guarding him. I'd like to see Christian put the ball on the floor, use his quickness, his length to get by the big fella.
Jaden Moore back out to Semenko. Thought about handing it off.
Oh, nice pass.
Great dish off for Ellis for 2 more.
You see how valuable he is to their offense. He's that third guy, and he's very skilled. Great shot fake, and he's got great quickness, too, for a guy that height.
It's 46-44. Wiggins for 3.
Got it.
Rolls in. They needed that. The shots have not been falling, and Wiggins, just his second basket tonight, the guy that averages in double figures scoring at 13 points per game. He's their second leading scorer.
Yeah, a really good shooter.
Moore for 3. Comes out. McAndrew rebounds. Smith guarding him in the backcourt. Gets the pass to Olmsted. Sandman for 3. Too strong. Off of Hopkins.
And again, I think for Wayzata, those are just some quicker threes, right? 1-2 pass shot. When you go back to the beginning of this game, John, I mean, it was 7-8 passes.
Wiggins, step back, it's good for 2. Back-to-back baskets for the sophomore.
Yeah, and he's got that length. If he can get to that little spot there, a 12-footer, he's got that great length to knock down that mid-range. That's really hard to guard.
Smith penetrates, draws a foul.
Hopkins, they're just so quick, and between Semenko, Anthony Smith, and Jaden Moore, they put so much pressure on you having to guard and stay in front of your guy. That's a 4th foul, too, on Sandman.
He comes out, and Macbeth, who had a big first half scoring, into the lineup for him. Davey Hart, he's been quiet tonight. Lost the ball, but picked up by Moore. Jaden Moore off to Anthony Smith. Smith trying to go down low to Ellis. Wiggins was ready for it.
Yeah, I thought he was going to shoot that.
Wiggins, tough baseline shot. 7 in a row for Wiggins. And the lead all of a sudden back up to 9.
Yeah, you can kind of see a little bit of a switch with Christian, just a little bit more confidence, more aggressiveness, and they've needed it. It pays off.
Hart shot, that won't go. Rebounded by Ellis with his hand held by Nebstead.
And that's his job. Ellis is not going to have a lot of plays ran for him, but if he can get offensive rebounds, putbacks, that sort of thing, very valuable. You forget about how big he is, too, down there controlling the paint.
Not a lot of free throws shot in this game. That one comes off for Ellis. 3 of 5 for Hopkins and 1 of 1 for Wayzata.
I'll tell you, I can be very critical of the refs. I love a game like this where they're letting a little bit more go. And I think it's also a testament to both these teams playing really good. I mean, they're aggressive defensively, and they do it without contact, without fouling. It's impressive to watch.
1 out of 2 for Ellis. Dan Grubasek back into the lineup for Wayzata. Wiggins all the way to the basket.
Move.
That time couldn't finish.
All that jelly and no toast, John. That was a beautiful move.
Smith falls on the baseline and traveled. No, just turned the corner and his feet didn't cooperate, or his shoes did. Blame the shoes. 8-point game, 53-45. Lob down low. Macbeth, how is he able to maneuver that shot up and in?
That is just great action. Macbeth is setting a baseline screen for McAndrew. The whole defense flows over to McAndrew, and he's wide open on the lob. Beautiful design.
Semenko high arcing 3 is in. 16 points for him. First basket in the second half, though, for JJ.
He's been that guy tonight that's had the answer. When Hopkins is needed to score, needed to stop a run. Oh, that's tough.
McAndrew on dribble 3, not good. Rebounded by Jaden Moore. Smith off to Moore. Looking down to the baseline, Semenko got hammered by Grubasek.
Great cut. Hey, watch this play here. You're going to see Jackson McAndrew come off that baseline screen. That defense is fronting and overloading to that side, so you have no help defense on the weak side. And that was designed all the way to go to Wyatt Macbeth. And it was an awkward looking finish with those long arms, but he got it to go.
First free throw attempt for JJ Semenko tonight is up and in. Trey Moore, number 1. Tyson Moore, number 4, in now for Hopkins.
And Semenko, and we talked about it in the pregame, I mean, he's just kind of that X factor, and tonight having a big game with 17 points already.
1 out of 2, rebounded by Grubasek. And Ben Schaefer will bring it into the front court on Jaden Moore. 6-point game, under 13 to go in the second half. It was a 7-point game at halftime.
Nice.
McAndrew trying to get the pass for Grubasek off his hands, out of bounds.
Yeah, I think a little too fast, right? The velocity, you got to take a little bit off of that. And that's, again, I'd like to see McAndrews keep that, take another extra dribble, and you're either going to have a shot from about 4 feet or you're going to get a clear double and be able to really find an open teammate.
Jaden Moore, shot won't go.
Jeez.
Got to the basket. Now Olmsted quickly to the front court to Schaefer. Cross to Macbeth. Back to Olmsted. McAndrew. Quick release. 3 is good.
He's one of those guys with his height and a quick release where you think you're guarding him, but you're not. You got to get even closer. You almost got to get into his chest. Watch him. Great pass by Olmsted there. And again, you can't cheat on that. You just got to eliminate him even getting that look.
Averages 23 a game. Has 20 tonight.
Oh, nice.
Steal here for Schaefer. To the basket and blocked by Semenko.
Oh, boy.
Ball to the front court. Semenko now for 3. Not good. Rebounded by McAndrew. Boy, that would have been big if they could have converted on that.
If he gets the block on one end and the 3 on the other.
McBeth gets fouled.
Great anticipation by Schaefer. Let's see here. Yeah, if it hits the backboard first, you're not supposed to be able to block that, which it clearly did. But either way, I mean, you love the effort by Semenko chasing that down.
McAndrew will get a rest. In the backcourt.
No, that was tipped.
Wiggins thought maybe it had been tipped, but
yeah, it was tipped.
Over and back. Anthony Smith, who had a brief rest, is back in. Now they're going to talk about it. Maybe we'll get a reversal on this.
Yeah, it looked from my vantage point, the ball was tipped.
Well, who saw it better? Long discussion.
Yeah, I mean, that was clearly tipped there by Davey Hart, got his hand on it.
So, call reversed, and Wayzata basketball. Again, Novak wants an explanation. You saw it right away.
Well, you could see the direction of the ball change. I mean, it wasn't tipped on the pass. It was tipped as it left his hand. That's why the direction, yeah. I feel like letting him come see our monitor.
They're going to discussing where it should be inbounded from. We're going to talk about it a little more. We're going to bring everybody back out. And right back where we were a few seconds ago. Wayzata will inbound in front of us.
I'm not sure, but I don't think Coach Novak likes that call.
Well, we play on regardless. 9-point Wayzata lead. Hopkins got as close as 2. Wiggins had a good run there to get his team back into a little more comfortable lead.
And this is where I think if you're Hopkins, you want to look to try to get a run here. You got McAndrew.
Yeah, shot clock violation.
Yep. You know, McAndrew is one of those guys, John, where you have that safety net. If you need a shot, right, you know he can create a shot at any time with his height and with his versatility. And when he's out of the game, not surprising. I think you're going to see Hopkins try to pick up the pressure, the intensity, and try to see if they can't steal a couple of possessions, get this game down to 4 or 6. And you see McAndrew already back in the game.
Semenko.
Yeah.
Oh, that shot up and in. He's got 6 points in the second half, 19 on the game.
It's his speed, right? He changes. It looks slow, but he's not. He's quick, but he changes speed so nicely. It's really hard to guard.
3 for Olmsted. Not good. Ball tipped and pulled out by Tyson Moore. Out of Anthony Smith. Jaden Moore. Couple of dribbles and then back out to Semenko. Yep. He'll attack and gets fouled on the way by McBeth. Number 3 on Wyatt McBeth.
He's as hard to guard as anybody. He goes right, he can go left, and he can shoot. And he does a great job of just showing the ball. You know, shot fake doesn't have to be this realistic thing. You just got to show the ball, get that defense out of their stance, and then he's just blowing by people, single-handedly putting Wayzata in foul trouble.
Olmsted out, McAndrew back in.
He dribbled. That's a double dribble. You see that, John? He caught the ball and dribbled. Oh, nice pass.
Oh, save. Oh, what a save, and crashing into the bench was Tyson Moore, and then lost out of bounds off of Nebstad.
Oh, great hustle. Great hustle to save that alive. Great hustle by Jaden Moore, too. Launching himself in there.
Much Tyson Moore here.
Yeah. Look at him going over the top. I think Hurdles is in. Look at that. Wow.
That's not bad. And he's right back on the floor.
Yeah, 2 guys. I mean,
5
2
seconds.
guys. As a coach, you love to see it. 2 guys giving everything they got, putting their body on the line, trying to steal a possession. You think this game doesn't matter to them?
Winding down toward 10 minutes to go here in the second half.
Nice pass.
Davey Hart for three.
Again, just that great off the dribble. It goes left. Semenko does, draws the defender, kicks it out.
58-54. Wiggins to McAndrew. His three. Knew it was off the mark. Started toward the basket. Nebstead had a hand on him at the last, touched by Hopkins off of Anthony Smith.
And again, something little that won't be in the stat sheet, but Nebstead fighting for that ball, able to, again, save a possession for Wayzata. It's those little things like that. And I think that's a shot McAndrew can definitely make, but I think you can get that any time. This is what I love to see, him in the post. If they're not going to double him, he just got to go to work.
Good look at it, but didn't get it to go. Macbeth rebounds. Out.
What a big
basket
shot
for Schaefer.
McAndrew tipped it. Nebstead kept it going. Schaefer knocks it down. Those are absolute killers. Those kick out threes after a missed shot.
Semenko.
Wow.
Two more from the big senior. 61-56.
Oh.
Here an offensive foul whistled.
Wow.
Offensive foul.
Oh. Well, they get him on the illegal screen.
Picks up his second. Point game.
Pass.
Here's Hart.
Oh, that was big.
Three not good. Wiggins rebounds. Wiggins will hand off to Schaefer.
Yep.
And a foul whistled on Trey Moore.
Yeah, only the second team foul too.
Nebstead with the ball off the inbound. 9 minutes to go. We're past the halfway point of the half.
Oh, so good.
Another three from Schaefer. Not good. Tipped. Not good and pulled out by Hart.
Yeah, and you live with that. That's a great offense. Playing inside out through your best player, they get a great look. You can't ask for anything more.
Smith pull-up rattles into the one-possession game again. 61-58.
And I love that move, just two hard dribbles. He elevates so nicely on that mid-range pull-up too.
Wiggins, Macbeth open three. Short, rebounded by Nebstead. Gathers himself back in, trying to get it to Macbeth and turned it over. Off hands and recovered by Hart in the corner.
Yeah, you can't fault his effort, but that's where you just got to kick it out, reset. Like great effort by Nebstead. Big possession here for both teams.
Semenko to the corner to Hart. Back out Anthony Smith. Smith.
Travel.
Well, looks like he traveled and then he threw the ball away. Out of bounds. Trying to get it to Trey Moore. Turnover for Hopkins.
And that's where I'd like to see Anthony Smith keep that one. He's got the quickness advantage on that matchup.
Sandman with 4 fouls back in for Wayzata. Inbounds here. Olmsted's back in. Pulls it up off to Nebstead.
Nice look.
And McAndrew open. A great play by Davey Hart from behind, knocking the ball away. Shane Moore gets blocked by Nebstead. And then the ball knocked away by Hart. Took it away from Olmsted. Anthony Smith up for two.
Back and forth we go. It looked like it was going to be an easy breakaway for Hopkins. Nebstead with the block and then the turnover. And we got a 1-point game, John.
Wayzata timeout with 7:10 to go. Hopkins down 19 in the first half. Down 9 a couple of times here in the second half. They're within 1.
Yeah, getting more driving through Nebstead. Great block off the backboard. And it looked like Wayzata might have numbers going the other way. They get a tip from behind. I thought he was going to pull that. I love that he didn't settle for that. Instead, gets down there. And I love, you see how much he elevates on those shots, too? Boom, right off the backboard. Great hustle.
And then the turnover created by Hart.
Yep.
Smith got to the basket to put in 2. Ooh, we're having fun here.
Well, I'll tell you what, too, you watch this and it's the pace that these teams play at. I mean, you talk about being in shape. I mean, these kids are all in shape. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, the pace is fast. And it's full court, and they don't seem to get tired. So kudos to both teams. The way they condition now and how these players can just get up and down, it's really something.
Just think about how the game has changed, even in the years since you played, Ryan. The pace of the games, not just this game, but in general, watching high school basketball in Minnesota.
It's the pace, and then, you know, I remember being in high school, and if you had 2 or 3 three-pointers in a game, it was like, holy buckets, wow. You know what I mean?
Right.
And now you're looking at a guy like Jackson McAndrew, who's probably – on average, 4 for 11, 4 for 10 every game. I mean, it's so you got the three-pointers, but then, you know, you just mix in the athletes. There's so much length. Look at the length and the strength on the floor right now. The quickness. I mean, it's just really high-level basketball, and it's something our state should be really proud of. We have a really big depth of talent in Minnesota.
Seven minutes to go. Hopkins is pulled back to within 1. McAndrew trying to make it 4 and does.
He's got a flair for the moment, and my question is, how do you leave him open on a big possession? He's such a good shooter, and you know he's going to keep shooting. He's got the confidence to keep shooting.
Jaden Moore back out. Davey Hart. Back to Jaden Moore. Trey Moore. Oh, back
Good
it
D.
out. Give it back to his brother, Jaden. Shot clock down to 5. Whistle will get a foul.
That's going to be 5.
If it's on Sam, that's his 5th.
That's big. He's going to be out, and
I think it's on Nebstead.
Oh, they got Nebstead, yep. But from here on out, too, John, Hopkins is going to be in the bonus. So if I'm the Trojan or the Royals, I'm keeping that pressure on, keep attacking, keep driving. You're going to get free throws from here on out.
3rd foul in Nebstead, 6th team foul now on Wayzata. As Brian mentioned, now the bonus the rest of the way for Hopkins. 6:25 to go. Ball tipped by Macbeth, couldn't keep it in bounds.
God, he's got great length.
Semenko coming back in.
Number 12, J.J. Semenko back in.
And Trey Moore out. Nope. Well, Semenko has some blood on his uniform.
Yeah,
what it was that he had to come out for. He's not going to be allowed back in quite yet. And so Trey Moore remains in the game.
Yeah, and that's critical, too. I mean, at this point in the game, especially the way Semenko's been playing.
Tyson Moore shot not good. McAndrew rebounds. Schaefer across to Wiggins. Step back 3 for Christian Wiggins, short. Rebounded by by Tyson Moore. Now Hart in the front court. Hand off to Smith. Very likely a preview of the section final too, right, Ryan? Corner 3, not good. Rebound though by Trey Moore. Back out to Hart. Trying to go inside. Got it to Tyson Moore, Trey Moore, and Anthony Smith. Shot clock at 10. Smith, tough runner, won't go. Rebound by Macbeth. Quickly out. Lob ahead. McAndrew!
I know we've been talking about Hopkins transition. How about Wayzata getting out and running?
The other end, we're going to get a foul on Wiggins. Look at this great pass. Olmstead to the big senior.
Not bad for a 6'8" guy running the floor. Perfect location on the pass, too. That was fun.
And Wiggins, who thought he had made a good defensive play, instead gets whistled for his third foul.
Yeah, you can see Semenko trying to get back in the game. Had to change jersey numbers because of what looked like blood on number 12. Now he's got number 20 on. You would think that's a simple fix, right? That you just mark 20, but
They make the change in the book. Let Coach Stentler know.
Now wearing jersey number 20. Semenko now wearing jersey number 20.
yes.
Meanwhile, Jaden Moore will be at the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, and these are big. You know, down 6 here, 5 minutes left. And again, I think Hopkins is going to be able to get to the free throw line down the stretch. Got to be able to knock him down. That's a big first one.
His first point of the second half. He has 11 in the game, averaging about 19 per night.
Well, and the other thing I think with Semenko in is it helps open up stuff for Jaden Moore and for everyone, for Anthony Smith too, because he draws so much attention. So good to get Semenko back in there. Big free throws there.
66-62. Here's Macbeth. Back to McAndrew. Skip pass across to Schaefer. He'll put up a 3 from the corner. Not good. Rebounded by Macbeth. Off to McAndrew. Short. Loose ball foul either on Macbeth or Wiggins.
And again, you're in the bonus for Hopkins, so those are going to add up. Macbeth, I thought, great effort getting that offensive rebound. You got the kick out. I don't know, maybe you take another 15 seconds and you rework again, rework that offense. Again, a quick 3 off of that. Those can be daggers if you knock them down.
Could have reset, might have been a better play there.
I love the initial offense going through McAndrew in the post. They double. You see, he gets a great shot for Schaefer, who didn't knock it down, but you battle for that offensive rebound. Let's take a little bit of clock. Let's get a perfect shot out of the next opportunity.
Moore in the 1-and-1. He earns the bonus. That foul on Macbeth is 4th. He's out. Sandman, who also has 4, back in for the Trojans. 1 possession game again with under 5 to go. Second one good. Jaden Moore perfect from the free throw line in the last minute. 2-point game. Olmstead to bring it up against Trey Moore. McAndrew off on the right wing, trying to create some space through the hands of Sandman. And a timeout by Wayzata.
Good timeout by Coach Stentler there.
Timeout, Wayzata, a 30-second timeout.
They mentioned the only loss this season for Wayzata came at Hopkins last month at the Royals Activity Center. And it was a good game for the Hopkins Royals. They were up double digits. Actually, Hopkins was able to pull, or Wayzata pulled within 4 in the second half, but it was Hopkins leading almost wire to wire in this one. McAndrew in foul trouble. Hopkins able to knock down their shots.
Yeah, you see Davey Hart with 22. He's been pretty quiet tonight, but it's kind of been replenished with Semenko. There you see what I love. 1 versus 4, but look at Wayzata, Minnetonka, Hopkins. You got Edina. That late conference is murderous row, isn't it? This is a really good, lots of good teams.
Washburn is also in this section. They're having a great year at 21-2, dominating the city conference.
Yeah, you look at Hopkins, you see 4 losses, but I'll tell you what, their losses were to Totino Grace, who's number 1 in 3A, Breck, who's number 1 in 2A, Edina and Minnetonka. So no slouches either that they've lost to.
Well, good pressure by Trey Moore. On Olmstead, who's in some trouble, has it stolen away. Oh, and a foul called. Jaden Moore is going for the tying layup. Foul's going to be whistled, it looks like, on Anthony Smith. It's his second. Yeah, not a lot of fouls in this game on Hopkins, just 6 total in the whole game, 3 in each half. That's a break for Wayzata, though. That looks like a layup the other way.
And just the momentum of a turnover and a tie game would have been, nice move.
Schaefer trying on the reverse layup, not good. Semenko rebounds.
I don't know if he got a piece of that or not, but either way, he altered it with those long arms.
Trey Moore to Semenko, slicing through the defense.
Oh, he got it.
And one. And Wiggins picks up his 4th.
And
we are tied at 66.
Going left, and he's just slippery is the word I would use. He gets in that paint. Looks like it was going to be contact, and he just kind of slips away, and he's got that great ability to be able to take contact and finish. You see that? Look at him take the contact. That extra step allows him to get balance and actually get a good look off of it. He's had a monster game tonight.
Second one is also good.
He's only got 3 points. They put number 20 on the scoreboard.
Actually had 24.
Yeah, he's had a big night.
He's got 3 as number 20, though. That part's accurate.
Oh, nice skip. Oh, good.
Here's Olmstead, almost lost it, got it back out to Wiggins. He'll put up a 3, not good. McAndrew trying to crash the boards, and Jaden Moore with another rebound. I talked about what a good rebounder he is.
He really is.
Ryan.
And some big ones on defense. We've seen him get a couple big ones on offense too.
Moore to the basket, and go to the line for 2. And Hopkins, who's back in the lead, a chance to add to it here. Sandman in some pain. He went down hard on that. Moore a little shaken up. He's up. Sandman.
Could be 5 on.
He's fouled out.
Oh, you see his left knee there, knee on knee. And again, Jaden Moore getting to the basket, forced the referees to make those calls. And in addition, you end up fouling out one of the starters for Wayzata. So being aggressive, attacking the basket, really paying off here for Hopkins.
Moore has not missed a free throw here in the second half.
Yeah, that hurts. When you bump knees like that, it's one of the most painful things. And it hurts even more when it's your 5th foul.
Second one off and rebounded by Wiggins.
2-point game, and I'm Wayzata. I'm trying to get Jackson McAndrew in the post, and I'm playing off of him.
They get it to McAndrew. He'll attack on Hart. Pull-up shot in the lane. Short, rebounded by Semenko. Ball knocked out of bounds off Macbeth. McAndrew thought he was fouled there on that way up. (68-66) Hopkins. Seemed unlikely, didn't it, when it was 38-19 Wayzata.
Especially the way Wayzata was shooting the ball and moving the ball. They were getting look after look. It's tightened up, and you can tell both teams tightened up the defense a little bit. Nothing easy. It's got the pressure of a playoff game, doesn't it?
No doubt. Hart attacking on Macbeth. Not good. Got the offensive rebound. And Macbeth with the rejection of the Hart putback try. 3 from the corner is good. Olmstead puts Wayzata back in the lead with his 3rd 3 tonight. 69-68. Wayzata 2:25 to go.
In transition, great throw ahead by Jackson McAndrew, and Isaac Olmstead, the sophomore, knocks down maybe the biggest shot of the game.
Timeout for Hopkins. I should mention, because you said it's a playoff-like atmosphere, should these teams meet again, if you look at the last basket, what a huge one for Olmstead. No pressure, the sophomore dialing it up. that unfortunately we will not be able to be here. And while you won't miss me, you'll miss Ryan's commentary, and more importantly, our excellent camera work here as Region 6AA is contracted with a streaming service to do all of the section tournament games, and so we can only be spectators for the section final. We'd love to be here, but you'll have to dial up some money if you want to watch it if you can't be here in person. And that's unfortunate for us. But.
Well, it's unfortunate too, because usually when these two teams play, it's fun, it's entertaining, it's competitive, it's close, and this year obviously no difference. You got both of them in the top 4. It'd be, if I was a betting man, I would bet we'll see these two in the section finals. It'd be super fun to be able to cover it. But
so enjoyed the last 2:15 of this, right?
Yeah, it's been a great one so far.
Semenko has had a terrific game. Off to Jaden Moore. Moore attacking on McAndrew. Shot not good. Ball tipped around. Hart with the offensive rebound. Back out. Semenko driving. His pull-up shot too strong. Rebounded by McAndrew and into the hands of Wiggins with under 2 minutes to go. Wayzata with the ball and the lead.
He missed that, but that's the same shot he's made about 6 or 7 times tonight. So got the look he wanted, just couldn't get it to fall.
Nebstead off to Macbeth. Back to McAndrew. Penetrates, lost the ball, knocked away. Moore has it. Ahead to Hart. Wiggins getting back defensively to the basket and scoring. It's Davey Hart.
How big was that? I thought McAndrew was about to have a really good look at the rim. Someone got a hand on it, just like that. Hopkins back in the lead by 1.
1:15 to go. McAndrew gets blocked by Semenko. Anthony Smith with it. Semenko coming up on both ends of the court in this one.
This is where the shot clock is big this year, John, right? You don't have to foul if you're Wayzata. You got 25 seconds. You don't need to foul. You just got to come up with a big stop here.
55 seconds to go. 15 now on the shot clock. Smith back out to Semenko. Lost the ball. Wow. Picked up by Olmstead. 45 seconds to go. Timeout Wayzata. With 42.5 seconds left, they trail by 1.
Yeah, that turnover, I don't think anyone got a hand on it. I think the ball just got lost. But yeah, how big was that? McAndrew driving, about ready to get a great look. And someone got a piece of it, and they were able to go in transition and get the layup. Wow. Back and forth.
70-69. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Hopkins in the double bonus. Possession arrow also favoring Hopkins.
Yeah. And something to think about too, that Hopkins is going to have fouls to give, right? So as you come down, if they are able to get in the lead, it's a great weapon to be able to foul them before they get into their action, maybe take some time off. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Look at that, people are nervous.
Big crowd on hand here at Wayzata. Enjoying this one right to the end. Hey, we could still get overtime. We might get some bonus basketball.
Absolutely.
You don't know where to be, right?
Yeah. Hey, if it continues to be played at this level, I'll take triple overtime. This is win or lose. This is one of those games too. Obviously both teams want to win, but I think win or lose, it's a game you're glad you were involved in, right? You got tested. You got close in-game situations and high level. So just reminds you how great high school sports are.
All right, here we go. The inbound for Wayzata, trailing by 1. 40 seconds to play. Macbeth to McAndrew. And a go down on Davey Hart, and he scores.
That's a great move. Nothing they can do about it.
27 for McAndrew.
Yeah, if you double him, you risk giving up an open 3 to somebody. So great offense right there.
20 seconds to go. Hopkins with the basketball, trailing by 1.
And you want to shoot this with about 5 or 6 seconds at least left on the clock, so you have a chance for an offensive rebound.
Trey Moore short on the shot off McAndrew and out. I think he thought it went off of Hart. And that's what he's arguing anyway. But it's going to stay with Hopkins. We'll take a look at it again. Moore with the shot.
Yeah, I think that's the right call.
The timeout here for Hopkins with 9.9 seconds to go. One more look at it.
I don't know, hard to tell. But I will say this, the downfall right now for Hopkins, John, if they don't score, they can't foul and get a free. They have 4 fouls to go. So this game essentially could be over if they don't get a basket. But that's what you want to shoot with maybe 3 or 4 seconds left. Ooh.
Yeah, you can see the inside hand is hard. Oh,
yeah, it might be. Jackson might have a point there, right?
They both had a hand on the ball, but then it looks like after last touch, McAndrew's hand, then it's Hart's hand that pushes it out. Yeah. But this isn't the NBA or college basketball. They can't come over the monitor.
And at real speed, it looks like McAndrews is knocking that out. So, yeah, I certainly understand why he called that. But you're right, looking at that angle, and again, great job by our best camera people in the business. Seeing that angle, it did look like it might have been out on Hopkins. This is another thing, too. I always wonder, do you switch your defense up, right? You know they just called a set play. Do you try doing something different here to throw them off? But if I'm Hopkins, I'm not settling for a contested 3. I'm driving to the basket, putting pressure on them. If you miss, you're crashing the boards, and you want to get a shot off with at least 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock.
Jaden Moore on the inbound. Into Anthony Smith. Smith attacking Wiggins, got a block. Loose ball, run down by Moore, that gets blocked. McAndrew saves it and goes into the bench area, and Hopkins will get it with 2.2 seconds to go. And they'll take their final timeout.
Oh, there's the length of Christian Wiggins. Great job, straight up. That takes guts right there from McAndrew. Coming from behind, you always risk contact with the body, but great job straight up there. And watch McAndrews come from behind. Oh, just great block.
He saved it in bounds, but unfortunately he couldn't curve it toward the middle of the court.
Foot, they're going to do it underneath out of bounds. I think his foot hit that, but wow,
Yep, you're right. He was already out of bounds.
If you're Hopkins, that's exactly what you wanted. Those 2 guys drive into the basket, being aggressive. Wayzata just came up with 2 really good plays.
Well, now you don't have much time on the inbound. You got to get something up in a hurry.
What are we at, 2.2?
2.2 seconds to go.
Well, again,
not quite a catch and shoot, but you don't have a lot of time.
As I always tell people, it's more than you think. You'll see kids a lot of times catch it, and they rush it, and they shoot a terrible shot. Like, you have time to, if you need a dribble to create space, and then you have time to get the shot off. What I would do is I would send a couple guys to the basket, see if you can get a breakdown in the defense, maybe get a quick, easy layup. Otherwise, you got to probably have something coming off for Anthony Smith or J.J. Semenko coming off to looking to shoot. And don't forget Trey Moore, too. He's an 8th grader, but he's a very good shooter. He's not afraid to take shots in big moments.
Wayzata, I thought they might do this. Takes their timeout.
Wanted to see what their little cat and mouse game here between 2 of the best coaches in Minnesota. Then you always wonder, is Coach, are they going to switch anything up, or do you keep it the same way? It's always just that.
1 timeout remaining for Wayzata. We have had a basketball game here tonight. We thought Wayzata early, it looked like this was going to be a blowout, right? 38-19. And
well, you said they had 7 threes in the first half, right?
Yeah.
And I think all 7 of them were maybe in the first 9 or 10 minutes of that game. And they came out and really were putting it on Hopkins. And I give Hopkins a ton of credit. They didn't mope. They didn't hang their head. They just kept attacking, kept playing hard, and just slowly made this a game. And it's back and forth here the last couple minutes.
That guy's nervous right there in the middle.
Here we go. I'm nervous.
Jaden Moore to inbound. 2.2 seconds to go.
I like McAndrew on the ball, too, making it hard to pass.
Into Smith. He puts up a 3 for the buzzer. Not good. And Wayzata hangs on to win 71-70. What a ball game we had tonight. Wayzata's 22-1. 71-70. Wayzata improving to 9-1 in the Lake Conference, 22-1 overall. Hopkins drops to 16-5 and 6-3 in the Lake Conference. We'll take one more look at that last play. Again, there wasn't a lot of time, and great defense on the inbound by Jackson McAndrew, forcing Jaden Moore to go all the way out to Anthony Smith, who was in front of his bench. A good shooter, but this was a tough, long shot. Got iron, but too strong, and that was it. And the Wayzata Trojans hang on to win, 71-70. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll hear from the winners. More basketball from Wayzata as we wrap things up right after this.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
(71-70), Wayzata hangs on to beat Hopkins tonight to secure their 22nd win of the season. Let's go down to Ryan Iverson.
Well, I'm with Jackson McAndrew. Jackson, 27 big points, none bigger than that last basket. Take us through what was the plan there, and what did you see?
Yeah, we wanted to get a post touch, try to get into me. You know, I've been successful in the game, so I wanted to get that. Caught the ball, saw the double. Come from backside, so I went around, got the layup at the rim. Well,
one of the things I kept saying throughout the broadcast, I love when they play through you in the post, right? Because I feel like no one can guard you down there, and if they double, you're unselfish enough to find your shooters. Is that a big part of your game that you've been working on?
It's definitely something I've been working on. Last year it wasn't really my game. This summer wasn't really, and then this year I really made it like a point of emphasis to get better in that area because I know I can do that.
You guys started out really well. Shot the ball really well. Kind of went cold there. What do you think happened there, that allowed you to get off to that fast start, and then what kind of happened to slow you down there?
Yeah, I mean, we came out hitting shots. We came out hot, unselfish, really moved the ball. We were moving well on offense and playing aggressively on defense. I felt like we kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit, which was that let them back in the game. I feel like we could have put it away a lot earlier, but good to get the dub.
Besides playoffs, who's your favorite team to beat?
This one is definitely up there for sure. I'd probably have to say them.
Pretty good crowd, right? The neat part is all these kids afterwards taking pictures with you, asking for autographs.
Yes, sir.
What does that feel like? Tell the young kids, other people, what does that feel like, kind of having that adulation, especially from the youth?
Yeah, it's a great feeling. I have all the support from all these kids around here, and all the love I get from them, and just to be able to be a good role model for them, show them. A lot of these guys look up to me, and to be able to show them what a good person is and to be good to everyone, respect everyone, it's a really good thing.
Awesome. Well, great game tonight. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way, too, buddy. All right, you bet. Back to you, JJ.
All right, thanks very much. Jackson McAndrew, 27 points, leads Wayzata tonight. JJ Semenko at 24 to top Hopkins. That will do it for our telecast tonight. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a great one. For Ryan Iverson and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for watching basketball tonight. From the Lake Conference on Wayzata High School, the Wayzata Trojans, #1 on the state, winning over the Hopkins Royals, 71-70, the final.